and welcome back to another episode of FoxyNoTail's Minecraft Adventures here inside of my survival world. And the winners of the Find a Frame game for the last video are going on the screen now, boop, just like that. And let's go and add somebody to the Tree of Life. And the person I'm adding to the Tree of Life today is Thomas Parry, and they said, amazing vid mate, I got inspiration from you to start playing survival. I'm new to your channel and you're already one of my favourite YouTubers. Keep up the great work. And I thought it was a really nice thing to say, and that's why I've added them to the Tree of Life. Right, we've got quite a lot of things to do today. We're going to be doing another big building episode, but before we do that, let's just have a quick look at what happened after the last episode. So we moved a few villagers out of here, if you remember, and we were looking for a new librarians that might have mending books. Now, we have got another couple of librarians that have been born, but I'm not going to trade with them today because I don't need the mending book right now. Now, I would really like mending books just for my tools, but last night, after I finished recording, I left the game running and I was in my fish farm. In my away from keyboard fish farm. It's a bit temperamental where you actually have to aim your fishing rod. If you don't get it quite right, as I'll show you now, yeah, if you don't get it quite right, it doesn't work ever so well. So that was good. I got a bob straight away then, but when I came back to it this morning, the fishing rod was just bobbing up and down and disappearing. It wasn't stay where it was. So last night I was basically fishing, or well, it should have been all night long, but I don't think it worked all night long. And the way I was able to do that was because one of the first things I caught from using the machine was a fishing rod with mending on it. So I combined that on my anvil with my normal fishing rod, and now I've got an amazing fishing rod. Look, it's got Unbreaking 3, Look of the Sea 3, Lure 3, and mending, so it'll never ever break. So I was able to leave it on all night running, and I made this little room here. And what this is loaded chests. This one will fill up first, then that one, 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 then that one. And when the chest is full, the little light goes on, and then it'll start filling the next chest. So there's a bit of redstone behind here that makes all of that work. It's quite compact. I'm quite happy with how that's all gone. And what I did was I came in this morning, before I started recording, I put all the fish that I caught into here. This is a little automatic smelter. So you put the raw fish in the top there, that goes into the top of the furnace. You put coal in there, that goes into the side of the furnace, and then you get your cooked fish out the bottom. So I'm never ever going to be hungry again with this machine. I've organized all the things I got into these chests here. So I got loads of really good books out of it. I didn't get any mending books, sadly. But I did get some good books, although, I think this one actually might be a mending book. So that's my mending book chest. Yeah, so I have got one book with mending on it, which is really useful. Then this is all the enchanted bows I got. And look at these ones are not that great, but these ones are amazing. And we got loads of pufferfish. We got loads of clownfish. I did put some more somewhere. I don't know where I've put them, but you can't actually cook them. You can eat them, but you can't cook them, and they don't do really much for your hunger, but you can feed them to cats. So that's quite handy. Then fishing rods as well. Look, Unbreaking 3 and mending, Lure of the Sea, mending, 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 mending. So I got some amazing fishing rods. I got loads of name tags. I got absolutely loads of saddles, and I got a load of junk as well, which is in here. So I got water bottles, leather, and all that sort of rubbish as well. So that was really successful, and that was only really, I don't know, a few hours worth of being at my fish farm, which is quite cool. So, and I also, before I did that, I finished building my iron golem farm. So look at this thing. It's absolutely insane. It's cost me absolutely tons of glass, which fortunately I had loads of sand from all the work I did in the desert recently. But I'm pretty much run out again now. And it's got this iron logo in redstone lamps all the way around it. And it uses a little bit of redstone inside for that. But that's not the best thing. The best thing is inside here, which is, this is amazing, right? I've got all of these chests. These are just for iron, and these are just for poppies. And what happens is, look, I've put a load of iron in there. I don't know why I've spread it out like that. But basically, this is all the iron I got just from one night. It's absolutely insane how much iron I got. And again, this chest will fill up. That light will go on when it's full, and it'll start filling up that one, and etc, etc. And the same with the poppies over here. So I've got poppies in this one, and then all those chests will fill up over time. The iron golem dies in there in the lava. The water pushes the items into that hopper there. That then goes through this little item sorter here, so that'll only allow poppies to pass through. And when they get into here, into this bit, this little redstone signal goes off, and there's a lot to it. I won't explain it all, and it basically sets these droppers off, which transports all of the poppies up through these droppers into some hoppers that go through into the next room, and I can't see it all because I've hidden it away, but it all goes behind there, and it's yeah, it's pretty clever. So the rest of the stuff, which is obviously the iron, will then pass through into these ones, and this, oh, we've got an iron golem dying, so you'll be able to see it in action. So this one's, hopefully, you'll be able to see what's going on here when he's gone. Let's go down here so you can see what's happening. So there we go. So we got some iron going in there, and can you hear the ticking now? So that's the iron being sent through this little conveyor up here, and there's all sorts of things going on here to make this work and make it quite efficient. And then we obviously didn't get any poppies from that because this one didn't activate, but yeah, it works really well. So the iron gets sent that way into those chests, and the poppies get sent that way into those chests. So I'm really happy with all that work, how all that works, and it means we've got absolutely tons of iron. And we're going to need a lot of iron today, but we're going to be working down there today on my furnace section. It's going to be amazing. I've come up with a design for like an infinite supply of charcoal, which is going to power the entire furnace room, and I'm really excited about getting that done. Right, I think I've got pretty much everything we need, certainly enough to start getting cracking. So we're going to be going down to the furnace level, which means we go through this little thing here like this. There we go. And first thing I've got to do is put the floor in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a time lapse of me putting the floor in, and I'll catch up with you guys when that's done. There we go. I don't think that looks too bad at all. I'm quite happy with that. It's a bit different. I've added this row of like stone bricks around it just because I didn't want it to be completely really dark purple. It just adds a little bit to it. So I'm not going to bother with the walls just yet, but I am going to start with the furnace. But we do need to sort of mark off the ceiling height. So basically this back wall here, there's going to be a massive industrial furnace, which we're going to put wood in one end and charcoal is going to come out the other end. And it's going to feed a row of furnaces. It's going to be all the way along that wall. It's going to be crazy, but we're not going to be building right up to the edge. We're going to be building off it a little bit, so we've got plenty of room for the redstone. And also, this room's pretty massive, and it only needs to be for furnaces. So, you know, it doesn't need to be that huge. So I'm gonna make a load of furnaces. I'm going to get cracking with all the tools and equipment we're going to need for this bit, and we'll see how we get on. Okay, so what I've done here is I've not done much, really. I've chiseled out a little bit of whole space in the rock behind, so we've got room in front. I've put a chest here, which is where we're going to be putting our wooden planks, and I put a chest here, which is where we're going to get our charcoal out, and I put the furnaces where they're going to be with the grow of hoppers underneath. So when the charcoal's made, it's going to send it all that way, which is going to link up to hoppers that go all the way down that wall that feed furnaces down there. I've also added a little bit of redstone, and all this does is it says when this chest is empty, it will put this light on. So you'll know easily that you need to put more wood in, and this one will also say you've run out of charcoal. So that's what those are all for. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it so that when you put wood in here, it's going to go into the furnaces, and when you get charcoal in here, it's going to go out that way. So I'm going to do that now. I'll see you guys in just a second. Right then. Okay, what I've done is I've done 2 rows of hoppers on top of the furnaces. The first row are pointing down into the furnaces, and the second row pointing across over here. And all that does is that this little dropper elevator here sends the wood up from this chest. It goes into this top row, and the hoppers underneath take out first. So it'll fill up this furnace first, then that'll fill up, and then it'll move to the next one. It'll go across until they're all full up that way. And what this does here, there's a little hopper underneath this chest. It goes into that bottom dropper there, and that sets this comparator off, which has got a little comparator clock, which sends all of the redstone signal up the elevator and fills it up that way. And I'll just show you quickly how that works. So if I put some oak wood planks in there, what that'll do is that'll start going, and that will send all of those oak wood plants up to the top there. And as you can see, they're starting to fill into the furnace there. So the next thing I need to do is I need to get the actual charcoal to filter back into the system. So what we're going to do is we're going to put any type of burnable items in this box here. It's going to feed through into the back of these furnaces, and it's also going to feed through to the rest of the furnaces. So it's going to be a big loop. So once the charcoal's finished, it will make its way back into this chest. So that chest is always full of charcoal. charcoal, but at the same time, it'll also run around the side of the building as well. So we'll just have everything full of charcoal all the time. And I know this works. I've tried it already. I've just got to remember how to do it. Okay, so that's the little hopper elevator built. So that's pretty much the same as that one over there. The burnable stuff comes out of this chest, through these hoppers, up this elevator and into the back of the furnaces. But what I also want to do now is I need to make this double back on itself. So what I want to do is when the charcoal has come out of this hopper line here, I want it to go back into this elevator, which means I need to bring it back down to the bottom and put it back in itself, if that makes sense. Right, putting that hopper there should then take anything that's finished back out into there and back into the system. So that's going to refill the hoppers with the charcoal. It's not going to put stuff back in our chest. So I think what we need to do is put another one there like that. And then if I put another hopper there that way, then that's also when this system's completely full, it's going to then move to this hopper, which the items will get taken by this hopper, and they should get put back in there. That's the theory anyway. So now all I need to do is then send these hoppers all the way around the building for the next bit, which shouldn't be too difficult, to be honest. I think that should be relatively easy. So I'm quite happy with that so far. I'm just going to have to, carry on building it round, and I might actually go up a little bit higher as well. We'll see. Right, I think that's just about cracked that then. So we've got the hoppers coming over to here. We've got another dropper elevator again, taking the charcoal even higher, because I want that to run along the top of the room so that we can put some redstone lamps behind it so we can detect how full the system is. That's where I've come to at the moment. I know it looks like a massive mess at the minute. There's loads of stuff going on. There's millions of hoppers, but it's going to be worth it in the end, because it's going to be like just an infinite charcoal smelting system. It's going to be amazing. I think this should all work. I've not tested it yet. Maybe I should test it. So let's grab some wooden bark and let's get something burnable, and let's see what happens. So I've got a load of oak wood in here. I don't want to use all of this because I actually need this to make chests with, but we'll grab a little bit of it. I think I've got some coal in me as well. If I put all of that in there like that, if I put a little bit of coal in there, well, hopefully that will go through the system. We should... Oh, no, that's not going to fill it up enough, though, is it? I'm going to go and get loads of coal. I'll be back in a second. Right, I've gone and absolutely raided my coal supply, so I'm going to have, like, coal for days. Here we go. I'm filling it up. I've got absolutely loads of coal, but this is it. This is all of my coal in the world, apart from 2 stacks that I've left back at the house. So they should be feeding through, and we should... I've got some dirt in there we don't want, because that won't make its way into the furnaces. So they should be making their way along this way. So the coal's filling up that side and the wood's filling up that side. So it's a little bit annoying that it starts on one side and then goes the other way, but there's not really any other way to do it. I could put both of the elevators at the same side so it fills up both sides at the same time, but it doesn't really matter because you've only got to fill this system at once. Once it's full, it's full. So that's that bit. So now what I've got to do is get this hopper system extended over here. So I'm going to do that next. I'll see you guys in just a minute. Right, there we go. So I've got a load of redstone lamps that are hooked up to those hoppers there. So when we start getting coal getting sent around there, hopefully we should... we should get some of those lights turning on. So I'm just going to try and simulate that now. If I grab a little bit of coal out of there, if I put that coal into this hopper there, it should, if I've done everything right, get sent along. And there we go. You can see it's traveling along now. So the lights will flash when it's actually working as well. But when it gets to the end, it will be steady. So it's a little bit difficult to see exactly how full it is while it's actually moving. And actually, that creates a lot of lag. I might change that so they only come on when it's absolutely... full to the top, because oh, there we go, the last piece is going through now. Look, you can see it making its way along, but that did cause a substantial amount of lag when those lights were flashing. There we go, that's back to normal now. So the lights stayed on because there's something in that hopper. I'll fix this. I'll be back with you in just a second. Well, that was hard work. I've just spent the best part of about 2 hours trying to figure this out, and in the end what I've had to do is just do it every other block, because in order to get them so that they don't flash when the item goes past, you need 2 bits of redstone in between the comparators before it gets to the lamp, and I just couldn't find a way to do them together. I just couldn't do it. I spent ages and ages. I tried so many different things. But yeah, in the end, I've just had to go for one every other block, which is fine. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the furnaces in down this side. I'm going to make it all look nice and pretty, and then that should just about do us for the day, I think. So here we go. Have you noticed, for some reason in the time lapse, it doesn't show my skin on my other account? I'm not sure why, but not to worry. Right, I've completely run out of hoppers, so I can't really go any further on that. So I'm going to go back to my iron golem farm, see if I've got much more metal. I think there was quite a lot left in there, to be honest. Let's have a look. Yeah, we've got loads of iron in there. That's great. I'm going to go chop down a load of birch trees because I've got a massive birch tree forest and I'm really short on wood and we need to get this thing working. Actually, forget that. I've got an oak tree farm. I forgot about that. This one's much easier to get wood from than the birch one, so I'll do that because it'll be a lot quicker. Right, I've cut down half the trees, literally half of them. I don't want the saplings to all start falling down because I'm not going to be around to catch them and I don't want to lose them all. So I'm just going to chop down the bottom bit. That's given me 3.5 stacks of of oak wood, which is great because I can turn loads of that into chests in order to make these hoppers, and I can smelt the rest of the stuff. And look, this place is zombie central. We need to get this place lit up as well. The quicker I get this build finished, the quicker we can get it all lit up. Right, I've got 64 hoppers. That should give us a good start. So let's put some of this junk away and let's get cracking again. That's all of the side furnaces done. It's not 100% complete in terms of the style, but basically what will happen is these two lamps either side, that one lights up when the output chest is full, and this one lights up when the input chest is empty. And basically you just put the things that you want to smelt in there, and the coal will travel through from there, and it will all burn nicely and go in here. But because we haven't actually got enough coal in the system yet, we need to get smelting some of the things. But we're not going to do that now. We'll do that later on. For now, we just need to get this finished. Okay, so I've done a little bit of design work on the furnace to make it look a little bit more appealing, and the last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick levers on every single one of the furnaces in here so that we can turn them off if we want to. I think that'll be a really useful thing to be able to do. And then all I'm going to do is off camera at the end of this episode, I'm going to just spruce up the rest of the room, make it look really nice, finish it off a bit. Obviously, I haven't done anything on that side of the room yet. That's going to be brewing stands and things like that, but we'll get to that later on. But for now, yeah, I'm quite happy with the progress I've made today. Obviously, it's not 100% functional just yet. This bit is, but we don't have enough wood to test on it, unfortunately. But yeah, the rest of it all works really well. I'm really pleased with it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. And yeah, please do leave me a like, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Here's another one you might like, and if you don't fancy that one, why don't you go to my channel page and see what else there is. There you can find all of my videos and playlists so you can watch a video whenever you want. And don't forget, you can also subscribe to get notified whenever I release a new video, so you never miss out on anything.